The academic procession is coming in 2 minutes. Voice raise. Please raise the voice. Raise the volume of the mic. Everybody please be standing. Everybody please be standing. Thank you. It is my privilege to introduce the members of academic procession, nominee of Honorable Chancellor Shri Rajgopalji Bhandari, Dr. Sachin Bhagwat, Chief Guest of Ceremony, Chief Scientific Officer, Drug Discovery Research, VOCAD, Dr. Ramesh Bhatt, Vice Chancellor, NMIMS University, Dr. Sunita Patil, Director, Shirpur Campus, Dr. Sushilendra Desai, Dean, School of Agricultural Science and Technology, Dr. Jagannath Sahu, Dean, Shobhaben Pratapbhai Patel School of Pharmacy and Technology Management, Mumbai, Dr. Shyam Pancholi, Associate Dean, School of Pharmacy and Technology Management, Shirpur Campus, Dr. Koteshwar Rao, Dean, SPTM, Mukesh Patel School of Technology Management and Engineering, Mumbai, Dr. M. Venkadri, Associate Dean, Mukesh Patel School of Technology Management and Engineering, Shirpur Campus, Dr. Indraraj Singh, Associate Dean, School of Agricultural Science and Technology, Dr. Vijay Shivankar, In Charge Associate Dean, Center for Textile Functions, invited guests, HODs and faculty members of the schools at MPTP Shirpur Campus, SVKM'S NMIMS deemed to be university. The academic procession is led by nominee of the registrar, Shri Ashish Apte Sir, SVKM'S NMIMS deemed to be university, carrying the miss and seal of the university. Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Sachin Bhagwat, nominee of Chancellor, Shri Rajgopalji Bhandari, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ramesh Bhatt, Director, Dr. Sunita Patil, Dean, Associate Dean, HODs, faculty members, staff, parents, and my dear graduating students. I welcome you all to the Convocation Ceremony 2024 of School of Pharmacy and Technology Management and School of Agricultural Science and Technology. Today marks a significant milestone in your journey, and we are thrilled to celebrate this achievement with you. As you prepare to take your next step, remember that this day is not just about reflecting on your past, but also about envisioning the exciting future ahead. You have shown incredible dedication and perseverance to reach this point, and we are very proud of each one of you. As we begin this auspicious occasion, we invite our esteemed dignitaries to step forward and light the ceremonial lamp accompanied by Saraswati Vandana, symbolizing the illumination of knowledge and wisdom. requesting everyone to stand up for lighting the lamp and Saraswati Vandana, which would be followed by NMIMS anthem. Take your seats only after the dignitaries take their seats on the dais.
या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रान्विता या वीणां वरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेत पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा पूजिता सा मात्पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा.
Kindly be standing for NMIMS anthem.
We do what's right and not what's easy. We give our best shot each and every time.
We set the standard, we are the future. We are a part of this institute so fine. NMIMS, NMIMS,
Respect the past, create the future, transcend horizons, however far.
We have what it takes, we make a great team. At NMIMS, each one is a star. NMIMS, NMIMS,
Please be seated.
Moving ahead, I now request Dr. Ashish Apte, nominee of Registrar SVKM'S NMIMS University, to take charge of the proceedings.
I now request Honorable Shri Rajgopal Bhandari, nominee of our Honorable Chancellor, to declare Convocation 2024 of our Shirpur campus open.
I declare the Convocation 2024 open.
Thank you, Shri Rajgopal Bhandari sir and Dr. Ashish Apte sir.
I request the nominee of Honorable Chancellor, SVKM'S NMIMS University, Shri Rajgopalji Bhandari, to welcome and felicitate our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Sachin Bhagwat, Chief Scientific Officer, Drug Discovery Research Center, Wokhad, with a bouquet and memento as a token of our appreciation and gratitude. Thank you. Please be seated. It is my privilege to introduce Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Ramesh Bhatt. Dr. Ramesh Bhatt is a highly accomplished academic leader with over 44 years of experience in the field of education. Currently serving as the Vice Chancellor of Narsi Munji Institute of Management Studies deemed to be university, he has also held notable positions at the IIM Ahmedabad and as a visiting faculty member at prestigious institutions such as University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, ISB Hyderabad and IIM Udaipur. In addition to his academic roles, Dr. Bhatt has also served as a board member for various esteemed companies including the Corporation Bank, BEML, ITI Limited and National Small Industries Corporation. He has worked on consulting projects with organizations such as APT Associates India, DFID New Delhi, Royal Netherlands Embassy India, USAID New Delhi, CDC India, ADB, European Commission, and WHO, lending his expertise in corporate finance and health finance. Dr. Bhatt has a track record of publishing in top national and international journals, and he is also a co-author of the 4th edition of a case book in financial management published by McGraw-Hill Education. Aside from his professional endeavors, Dr. Bhatt is also a board member of Basic Healthcare, a highly respected non-profitable organization, and he is working to improve healthcare access in rural areas. I request Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Ramesh Bhatt to deliver welcome address to our guests and graduates.
Well, Chief Guest of the Day, Dr. Sachin Bhagwat ji, Chief Scientific Officer, Drug Discovery Research, Wokhar. Sir, it is honor for us to extend a warm welcome to you. Dr. Bhagwat ji brings a rich experience of working in India's healthcare system and drug discovery research. He embodies the very spirit of excellence, innovation, and pride that our institute instills in our students at NMIMS. I invite you, sir, to join us in extending a warm welcome and invite everyone, extending a warm welcome to our esteemed guest and the convocation speaker today. Shri Rajgopal Bhandari ji, nominee of the Honorable Chancellor and member of the Management Committee of the Trust. Sir, we welcome you to this function, and you have been always a source of encouragement to all of us, and you have been a great pillar of bringing this campus from the early stage of land procurement to developing this campus to this stage. And of course, I think we are all indebted to Shri Amrish Bhai Patel and Bhupesh Bhai Patel to having given us the vision to take this university forward. Bhandari ji's guidance and mentoring has always helped us to navigate complex challenges and achieve successful outcomes while setting up this campus as well as taking this campus forward. Shri Ashish Apte ji, our Controller of Examination, and I also welcome you joining the function to celebrate the successful completion of all the students and graduating today. Of course, without his intervention and without his issuing the certificates, we would not have been here. So it is, I think, his department and his guidance which I think ensures that the certification which happens from the NMIMS University is of great importance and very credible one. Dr. Sunita Patil, the director of the campus, I also welcome you and you are joining the NMMS and wish you a great success in your new role at the campus as the director and embarking on the existing journey of making Shirpur campus one of the iconic campuses of the NMMS University. Where honorable members of the management committee and all the trust, the leadership team at the university and also at the campus, deans, associate deans, program chairs, distinguished faculty and staff members, graduating students, and in particularly parents and relatives of the graduating student joining us today to celebrate your completion. Well, good morning, and I welcome everyone of you to this graduation ceremony of the Shirpur campus, class of 2024. Of course, we have been celebrating the convocations of the Shirpur campus in the past years, but those graduation ceremony we used to celebrate in Mumbai University, Mumbai as a location. At this first time, we may have made the beginning that now and year onwards, we will be celebrating the convocation of Shirpur campus on this campus. And a very big applause for all the students who are graduating today. And today marks a significant milestone in your life, and it is in some sense the culmination of your years of hard work, dedication and perseverance. Convocation time is also a time to reflect on the journey that has brought us to this stage. Some years back when you decided to join this university and this extraordinary institution, to explore and enrich yourself. And I'm sure that your parents are very delighted today. And NMMS University also gratefully acknowledges their contribution to making it possible for you to reach to this stage. I know that I have been interacting with many parents and students. I think it is one of the difficult decisions to make when some student is deciding to join the Shirpur campus. But I must tell you that I think whosoever has decided to join the Shirpur campus, I think he has made the best decision of his life. You have an iconic campus, lot of greenery, lot of oxygen flowing from the neem trees around you. In fact, I was telling my faculty colleagues here and the leadership team, I wish that the management decides to shift the VC office to the Shirpur campus. I would be very happy to come here because I feel that coming here will increase the lifespan by 4 to 5 years. And I think you have been beneficiary of that, I think breathing a lot of oxygen in this place and having a very great space for your learning and the developing your character, developing your competencies, and so on and so forth. Well, today you graduate from this university as an enriched person with outstanding achievements, having gone through the very rigorous program. And I think in some sense, this also signals a fresh and exciting chapter filled with the infinite possibilities and boundless opportunities for you. Whatever you plan to do, some of you who have joined are going to join the corporate sector, or some of you who are going to pursue the higher education. But I must tell you that your accomplishment today marks a successful and proud entry into your future endeavors. I'm sure that you will have incredible opportunities that will undoubtedly shape your future. So you must celebrate this momentous occasion with enthusiasm and optimism and embark on this new journey with courage and grace. As you embark on your journey, I extend my best wishes, and we all extend you the best wishes, hoping that each of you finds a feeling of contentment and pride in everything you do in your life. I'm sure your great efforts and achievements will help you achieve great things in your life. Your credentials will take you to much higher places in future, and you will prove yourself and contribute to making the world a better place. You graduate someone having gone through a rigorous curriculum and after testing yourselves on account of attendance, on account of your classroom participation, on account of completing your ICAs, and finally term end exams. Maybe also some of you would have gone through the experience of retake of some of those exams, but I think after testing yourself with rigorously, you have completed this rigorous curriculum, and I'm sure that the learning experience you had at the campus is going to be very enriching to your life and what you do in future. During the learning journey which you had here at the NMIMS Shirpur campus, you engrossed yourself in exploring the process of understanding the situations, experimenting with lot of new technologies, decision making, understanding the context, imbibing contemporary thinking and advanced technology. Your training, I think, is the most critical, what I call the signature point of the NMIMS is the critical thinking which you have been exposed to in your education, and which is going to help you to contemplate in your future endeavors on multiple diverse planes, thinking through a lot of complex issues and helping you to take the decisions. Your ability to juggle between opposite thinking processes through the critical thinking skills which you have developed gives you an edge in delivering socially relevant solutions. Your inclusive approach and your commitment characterizes NMIMS University. Your training that has been imparted to you helped you to imbibe an evolved communication strategy focusing on visual, oral, written, and graphical, akin to something metaverse, to translate your ideas into reality. You have all the skills to develop unique syntax and language, not only to communicate your ideas to others, but also to ideate and develop new concepts and effective solutions. You graduate someone who understands the importance of collaborative processes and working with empathy. As you look forward into the future, it is important to remember learnings you have had at this campus and the experiences that have shaped you. These experiences will guide you as you navigate the path ahead. Of course, the path ahead is going to be with all of its twists and turns. Always remember that wherever you go and whatever you do, your actions will be like your fingerprints, proof of where you have been and what you have touched. Your education here at Shirpur campus has added value not only to your learning journey, but it has also added to the footprints of the university. And I am very proud of the kind of research, the kind of teaching excellence the Shirpur campus has created with the help of all the faculty and all the staff members. And your contribution as a student has also been great through the participation in the various clubs and committees, going for the competitions, winning a lot of accolades to the campus. I must say that you are going out in the world with excellent NMIMS credentials. So make sure that you leverage on these credentials in future. So let us celebrate this moment together and take the first steps towards the future with courage, determination, and commitment to excellence. Now, as you plan to continue your learning journey in future, why I am saying is that never think that education has stopped here. Even at my age, after spending 40 years and more in education as a teacher, as a faculty, as an administrator, I am still learning. I am still a student. Because the learning never ends. So never think that your learning journey has ended here and it is going to be filled with lot of new opportunity which will be coming your way. The way the world is changing, the way the things are shaping up, the way the technology is changing, whatever you would have learned, I think it will become completely irrelevant in the next couple of perhaps days or years actually. Even I see the shelf life of many things is few days today. Some technology comes and gets into the market and you find out after a week or after 2 weeks it is completely out of the market. So I think the life is going to be full of anxieties, full of challenges, full of complexities, full of ambiguities, full of uncertainties, and only person who keeps on learning will survive and ensure that they successfully get into the future. So never stop learning. This is, I think, the first thing. I always tell my faculty that we are not in the university to teach the students, but we are here to make the students self-directed learners so that they can always excel in future and every time keep on learning kind of a thing. Now all these points which I mentioned, complexities, uncertainties, ambiguities, uncertainties, there's a very beautiful word I think which your professors would have used during your education. It is called the VUCA word. VUCA. V stands for volatile, U stands for uncertain, C stands for the complex, A stands for the ambiguous. So we really live in, and the kind of an experience which we will have in future, it is going to be the kind of what we call the VUCA experience. We are in volatile, uncertain, complex and ambiguous world, right? And this VUCA is the kind of an experience, it is not only going to be from the outside and external. There is also going to be the inner VUCA. I think internally we also many times are going to face the complex situations, volatile situations, ambiguous situations. And I think it is very important that we make sure that we develop a very positive attitude to the handle this VUCA situation, whether it is external VUCA or inner VUCA world. And I have been dealing with the students almost last 40 years, talking to their parents, talking to the recruiters. And I think this VUCA is the kind of a thing which has always remained constant. Every time I talk, I find that they experience the VUCA situation. And many times, because I am the Vice Chancellor and I have been heading the various administrative positions, so many times the parents will come and students will come, sir, help me, how do I handle this situation? So I am summarizing my 40 years of experience that when you face this VUCA situation, how to deal with it in a very summary manner. Of course, it is all going to depend on your way to take it forward. So as you move forward, make sure that when dealing with volatility is the first part of the VUCA, V, volatility. So when you face this volatility, make it sure that you do not react to the situation, right? And make sure that you properly respond to the situation. Why I am emphasizing that today in a world, I think many students, and because of this social media and Netflix, Facebook, you have developed some kind of an habit of getting into the vicious, I think, circle of what we call the instant gratification. You post your thing on the Netflix or Instagram or Facebook, and immediately look at how many people have liked it. Now this we call instant gratification. That you have unfortunately trained your mind to always seek for the instant gratification. And in that process, what we have done is that we have done a big damage to ourselves, that we have got into the situation of instant reaction to the situation. And believe me that I think in life, if you handle this volatile situation, you are going to face this. I think always take a pause, think, and create some kind of an informed judgment on that situation and then react to it. So my first, I think, experience which I always apply, never react to the situation. Pause, think, and then look at that and then take the decision. Never react to the situation. So make sure that I think you start developing this habit of responding and not reacting. And as a student, I think you will have understood the big difference between what is the reaction and what is the response. Response is judgment, applying judgment, analysis, thinking through, and then come with the informed judgment kind of a thing. Second word in this VUCA is the uncertainty. So you, we, you, and CA. So handling uncertainty, make sure that you are not allowing your fears to avoid taking risks. I think what happens when you face the uncertain situation, you become fearful. And then you stop thinking and you stop taking any decisions and you stop taking any risks, right? I think it is very important that you should not get into the grip of that fear, which I think forces you to not to take any risks kind of a thing. Make sure that you always remain open to it and think it very carefully. And the third word in this VUCA is the called word complexity. Right? Complexity ensure you are able to see and perceive with clarity. I think anytime you face any complex situation, make sure that you are thinking very clearly and you are applying your critical thinking skills to handle those kind of a situation. You are able to bring together all the variables which are affecting that situation. You are able to make sure that you are able to develop the connectedness across these variables. And then I think then you become a good, it becomes a good strategy to handle the complexity part. I think the key to the complexity is apply your critical thinking skills, what you have learned during your education here. And the last word in this VUCA is the ambiguity. Make sure that you spend some time on contemplation, meditation to quiet your mind enough to make meaning to handle the ambiguity part of it, right? Like our Chancellor's nominee Bhandari was telling me that every day 5 o'clock he gets up and takes a walk for 5 kilometers at least. And I'm sure that he's not using any earphones or anything. I think that is the time, I think, when he's walking, thinking about trying to bring all the ambiguity which is before him. I think it clears all the ambiguity in the process. And I also feel that when I have a ritual of taking 5,000 steps in the morning, so at that time, I also do not use any earphones and things like that. But I use that 5,000 steps to think through 5,000 problems which are confronting us. So make sure that I think you develop that habit of contemplation and habit of sitting at a quiet place and thinking. And it is only through that process the ambiguity can be handled. Now, if you develop these 4 good attitudes, I call them the positive attitudes, I think you will see that you can handle this VUCA challenge very effectively. And this VUCA will then become your super powerhouse to take you forward. It will not become a limitation because you are faced by this VUCA word, but it is going to charge you and it is going to become your powerhouse to take you forward if you follow these 4 steps. But you have to be very religious and make sure that you follow this 4 steps very clearly. And I think all my faculty colleagues here and all this staff, this is a wonderful place because you get a lot of neem-filled oxygen every day morning, and that will freshen up your brain more clearly, and when you take a walk kind of a thing, which is not, I think it's luxury in Mumbai, and therefore I wish I can come here. I think the other thing which I would like to tell you at this stage is that when you walk into the new life and new higher future, whatever you are pursuing in future, I would say that I think the working in teams will be, I think, one of the critical determinants of your success. I think you have been already exposed to a lot of teamwork, group work, and I have seen some excellent work done by the students, clubs and teams. And last year, I think one of the groups won the best prize in the research embedded learning at the university campus in Mumbai. So a lot of thing is being done, but I think you have to harness that teamwork more effectively to make sure that you succeed in your life. And also remember that this teamwork is very critical whenever you are experiencing disruption and change. I think we are in the era of disruption and big change. In this kind of a world where the disruption is constantly happening, change is constantly happening, we are not alone. We are all together into it. Remember always. You are not alone. Otherwise, I think the system will collapse any point of time. But because we are together, we are handling this change together. So, very important thing is that working in teams, there is a very beautiful documentary I saw on Netflix. It is called Playbook, A Coach's Rule for Life. And the first episode of that, in fact, I was very impressed by the first episode of that. It is a story of a Doc River, a basketball player turned coach, who used this metaphor from the African word called Ubuntu. Means that I am because we are. So it's a kind of a team spirit which it brings in. So he led this team, which was a very marginal and not at all winning any tournaments, but he, based on this Ubuntu concept, he took this team to the very greater heights and made it sure that they win. In fact, they finally won the final tournament in that competition. So make sure that I think you keep on creating excellence through teamwork, share your knowledge, share your experiences, and make it a part of the life that you are working with the teams all the time. Because I think the teams will help you to make sure that whenever you are facing this VUCA situation, it will help you to strengthen the thinking process and facing that kind of turbulence. The last point I would like to mention, which I think today no convocation address goes without a word on the Gen AI thing, right? So I just want to say a little bit on the Gen AI. And I think all of you have experienced a lot of change and development, which of course is in a very inception stage. I think we have not seen even 5% of it, how it is going to look like when it is fully developed. We are just in the very inception stage. But that inception itself is a mind-blowing actually, the way the things are developing. And I was just reading this morning that the Q-star code which the ChatGPT company is going to bring out in the name of the strawberry, and based on that, I think the kind of development and the paradigm, there's going to be a paradigm shift the way the AI has been conceptualized and it has worked. But I think in this kind of turbulence and use of AI, make sure that I think there is something called, which is being mentioned as the type 3 error. I think in your education you have seen type 1 error and type 2 error. Everybody remembers that class where the type 1 error and type 2 error were discussed? All pharmacy, I think it is an important concept. Yes, you remember type 1 error, type 2 error? Okay. So there is something called, which is coming because of the growing use of the AI, called type 3 error. Now this type 3 error is that as you, I think, use the Gen AI tools, you are going to be bombarded with the information which you do not know whether it is correct or not. You do not know whether it is biased, whether you do not know it is going to be fake, and you do not know whether it is going to be misleading. You do not know whether it is going to having some kind of an immoral conjectures. So I think if you use the Gen AI without, I think, bothering about these problems, then you are going to make type 3 error, right? So make sure that when you are using these tools, new tools, developmental tools, make sure that, I think, keep always watching that you are not making type 3 error, which means that whatever information is coming out of it, which make sure that you use it after thorough scrutiny, making sure that it is not fake, making sure it is not having any immorality, making sure it is ethical, making sure that it is not a biased perspective. I think you have to be careful on these counts, and these are very difficult tasks actually, because as we have developed this habit of instant gratification, so you also use these things without thinking. You are reacting to that information. But I think always keep in your mind that you are making type 3 error in this process, and make sure that, I think, this type 3 error if you make and you use tomorrow when you are working in a company or you are pursuing higher education and you submit some report based on that report, it may lead to your expulsion from the college, or it may have a serious consequences for the job. So always be reminded of type 3 error whenever you are using it. Well, on this day, we fondly, when you graduate, we fondly acknowledge the achievement of our students and our alumni and our future aspirations and our leadership at the university under the leadership of Amrish Bhai, Bhupesh Bhai, Bandari Sahab, and all the mentors and the members of the trust who has always helped to achieve the great heights. And I know that the students, faculty, staff has always been working towards making sure that we meet the aspirations of all the stakeholders. So I would say that in future we will continue to strive best, and whenever I think you come back or whenever you look back, I'm sure that you will always find that your alma mater is doing the best. And we are determined to pursue our goals of teaching, creating teaching excellence, ensuring that knowledge creation and research is excellent, and making sure that we always meet the aspirations of our students and our stakeholders. And years from now, when you look back, I assure you that you will feel nothing but pride of your alma mater. Today is also the day when we will be welcoming you to become the proud alumni of the Shirpur campus and of the university. So, big applause on becoming the alumni of the institution. Of course, it is going to take a while unless Bandariji says that I confer the degrees. Till that time, I am giving you some advance congratulations on becoming the alumni of the university. And I am sure that I think after you leave this campus, a beautiful campus, iconic place, you will always consider visiting this campus as frequently as you can. And particularly if you are in some metro, I think, I'm sure that you will be tempted to come here to breathe good oxygen. And I assure you that whenever you visit our campus, the staff, the faculty is always going to welcome you. And I'm sure that wherever you go, you will create your own music parallel to that of Bach and Beethoven and excel in your life. And you will make it a point to see sunrise and sunset once in a while. I think I was told the sunrise as well as sunset is something beautiful thing on this campus to watch, which you would have watched several times. But once you go and you are lost in the cobweb of some big metro or then you will forget seeing the sunset and sunrise. At least I think you will make it a point once or twice in a year, you will come back to the campus to watch the sunrise and sunset. And when you feel lost in the entangled web of challenges, when you get into the real world, know the way out is very simple and straight. It is talk to your family, talk to your friends, and talk to your faculty. It's a very simple concept, and I have found it very useful in my life. Well, do good things in life, make sure you create a legacy, whatever you do, and one day you can say with pride that you did extraordinary things. Always remember the campus is yours, the university is yours, and it will always be yours. God bless you and all the best, and बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं आप सबको.
Thank you so much, sir, for your encouraging words. Your words of wisdom have been truly insightful. Support we get from the university, led by you, helps us manage our administrative and academic practices smoothly at NMIMS Shirpur campus. Next, here at NMIMS Shirpur campus, we are part of an incredibly dynamic and enthusiastic academic environment, made possible with efforts of our students, faculty members, and administration. To have a quick glance of our academic progress of the various schools at NMIMS Shirpur campus, I now request Dr. Sunita Patil, Director Shirpur campus, to present the review of all the schools for the academic year 22, 23, 24.
Respected Chief Guest for today's session, Dr. Sachin Bhagwat, Honorable Chancellor's nominee and mentor of Shirpur campus, Sri Rajgopal Bhai Bhandari sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ramesh Bhatt sir, nominee of Registrar and Controller of Examination, Dr. Ashish Apte sir, in charge Shirpur campus, Ms. Rita Patel, Dean of MPSTME Mumbai, Dr. Koteshwara Rao, Dean of SPTM, Dr. Jagannath Sahu sir, Dr. Sushilendra Desai, Dr. Sham Pancholi, Dr. Venkatadri, Dr. Vijay Shivankar, Deans and Associate Deans of Shirpur campus, faculty, staff, student volunteers, distinguished guests, proud parents, family members, and dear graduating students. I welcome you to SVKM'S NMIMS Shirpur campus and to this momentous occasion of Convocation ceremony of class of 2024. Today, we gather to celebrate the remarkable achievement of our graduating students of the School of Pharmacy and Technology Management and School of Agricultural Sciences and Technology. It is a day of joy, pride, and reflection. Dear graduating students, as you stand on the threshold of a new chapter in your life, I encourage you to reflect on the lessons learned and the friendship forged during your time here at Shirpur campus. These experiences have not only equipped you with the knowledge, but also with the resilience and adaptability which is needed to navigate the ever-changing world. My heartfelt congratulations to all the graduating students today. To our faculty and staff, thank you for your unwavering commitment and nurturing and guiding our graduating students. Your dedication has been instrumental in their success. To the families and friends of our graduates, your support and encouragement have been the backbone of their journey. Today, we share this moment of pride with all of you. NMIMS deemed to be university is one of the India's top university recognized for its excellence at national and international level due to the commitment for quality higher education by our visionary leadership, Honorable Chancellor Shri Amrish Bhai Patel sir, Vice Chancellor Dr. Ramesh Bhatt sir, Pro Vice Chancellors Dr. Sharad Maiskar sir and Dr. Meena Chintamaneni madam. At Shirpur campus of NMIMS University, the multidisciplinary nature of programs offered allow us to impart an interdisciplinary education to all its students. I, in the capacity of campus director, present before you a report for the academic year 23-24 of SVKM'S NMIMS Mukesh Patel Technology Park, Shirpur campus. During the last academic year, SVKM'S NMIMS Shirpur successfully hosted Department of Science and Technology SERB-sponsored 2 days international conference on digital technology Vision 2030, Transforming Education, Healthcare and Industry on February 17th and 18th, 2024. With its diverse range of topics and esteemed speakers, this international conference at NMIMS Shirpur proved to be a significant milestone in advancing discussions on digital transformation and its implication for the education, healthcare, and industry sector. The 15th edition of Narsi Munji Model United Nations, which we call NM-MOON, was organized on 6th and 7th January 2024. NM-MOON hosted a range of large gathering of delegates coming from different states across India at one platform. All the schools of the campus organized annual technical festival, Ambioira and Vistar to promote the innovative thinking, practical skills and exposure through range of real-life technological advancements and competitions. Protsahan 2024, an annual cultural festival of the campus, was organized on March 16th and 17th and was packed up with a diverse array of cultural performances and activities. Campus also organized annual sports festivals, Flavium 2024 and Credesta 2024, to develop the leadership and sportsmanship spirit among the students. Now about the School of Pharmacy and Technology Management, that is SPTM. The School of Pharmacy and Technology Management Shirpur was established in the year 2007. At present, the school has only of its kind of program, B Pharma plus MBA Pharma Technology Management along with the Bachelor of Pharmacy. It offers postgraduate programs in pharmaceutics, pharmaceutical quality assurance, pharmaceutical technology and pharmacology with the MBA in pharmaceutical technology and healthcare management. School's graduate program is accredited by the National Board of Accreditation, that is NBA, for 6 years duration. About our students of SPTM. Out of total 426 students, there were 334 undergraduate students, 84 postgraduate students, and few PhD scholars contributed for the academic excellence and research of the school. A total of 111 students undergone 1 month industrial training and internships in 44 pharmaceutical companies. Students of the school published 56 scientific articles in reputed journals, while 42 research articles in reputed national and international conferences. The school organized several events under different categories for the overall development of the students, including academic, research, co-curricular, extracurricular, and sports. School in all held about 12 sessions of workshops, seminars, expert talks, and 10 students' development programs like National Pharmacovigilance Week 2023, World Pharmacist Day, Pharma Anveshan 2024, Alumni Connect, Talk on Emerging Technologies, Influences of IoT in Healthcare, etc. Under It's Your Own Campus, It's Your Own Campus First activity, 5 alumni visited the campus and had a discussion with their juniors about different avenues and opportunities in the pharmacy field. They motivated the students through their experiences and journey on career path. All these events of the schools are completely managed by our students under the guidance of our faculty members, which gives the students a real-life learning experience of management, team building, and teamwork. The school has various clubs, including Social Activity Forum, which we call as Each One Save One, Cultural Activity Forum Vistar, Writers Clubs, and many more. 6 of our students of the school received various awards like Best Research Project Award, Best Pharmacy Student Award, Best Poster Presentation across various events and conferences across the university in India. About our SPTM's faculty contribution in research, Last year, the intellectual contribution of 28 faculty members of the school resulted in 19 patents which are published and granted, with 63 research papers published in Scopus or SCI index journals. The total average impact factor of the school faculty research is around 3.64. Along with the journals, faculties also presented 26 papers at various national and international conferences. The total research funding grabbed by the SPTM faculty members during the last academic year is 67,94,700 rupees from different funding agencies, including Indian Council for Medical Research, Corporate Social Responsibility, Science and Engineering Research Board, and SVKM'S NMIMS University. One international travel grant was also received by Professor G.L. Gupta from Science and Engineering Research Board. About the continuous improvement environment at SPTM school. The school is known for its continuous improvement. Not only the students are kept under the continuous improvement process, but the faculties and staff also get involved in different development programs. This year, the faculties participated in various faculty development programs, MOOCs, and workshops, which were organized by various renowned organizations like All India Council for Technical Education, Coursera, NMPB, Ayush, and University Grants Commission, on various topics ranging from herbal drug technology, intellectual property rights, National Education Policy 2020, quality assurance, ICT tools for effective teaching, learning, etc. The SPTM school also organized faculty development program for its faculty on the topics ranging from use of smart tools in teaching learning, fire safety, stress versus relaxation techniques, CPR awareness, etc. Dr. Sankha Bhattacharya, the faculty of the school, achieved recognition as one of the top 2% most influential scientists globally, as featured in Stanford University's prestigious list. This remarkable achievement is a testament to years of dedication and hard work in the field of cancer research by our faculty. 13 faculty members of the schools are recognized as nominees on various national and regional committees, invited research persons, qualified as patent agents, invited as judge, and also received eminent researcher and teaching excellence awards. Now about our second school, that is the School of Agricultural Sciences and Technology. The School of Agricultural Sciences and Technology was established in the year 2019 with the focus on innovation and progress in agriculture, empowering the students with the skills and knowledge for becoming future leaders in agricultural domain. In the year 23-24, school admitted 25 students under BSc Honours Agricultural program, with its commitment to the quality education and individual attention. The school is supported by 12 regular faculty members, all with the PhD degrees in the diverse areas of agricultural practices. This robust team ensures that our students receive comprehensive education and support. A total of 21 undergraduate courses were introduced and updated to align with the industry needs and emerging trends in agriculture, ensuring a relevant and forward-looking curriculum. The School of Agricultural Sciences and Technology has been actively involved in numerous academic and outreach initiatives, fostering both the educational growth and community engagement. The school celebrated various events like World Pulses Day and National Women's Day for raising awareness and highlighting the importance of these causes within our community. The school also conducted training programs and interactive sessions for farmers on papaya crops and other aspects of farming, providing farmers with the latest industry insights and practical knowledge. As part of students' rural agricultural work experience, which we call as RAVE, students were engaged in soil testing, directly contributing to the betterment of our local farming communities. Students of the school visited various agricultural industries, including Vasudhara Dairy and APMC Shirpur, enhancing their practical entrepreneurial knowledge. SEST school hosted a workshop on animal health and snake awareness in Tajpuri and a farmer-scientist interaction at Tharner, bringing together experts and students for valuable learning opportunities. The school also conducted an apiculture visit at Rohane village, Dhule district, for enhancing their practical learning experience. The sports the sports festival, which was organized by School of Agricultural Sciences and Technology, which we call as Credesta 2024, also organized annual cultural events where our students successfully participated, and by participation, the school fosters the holistic development among our students. A sensitization program on agripreneurship development in agriculture was also conducted in collaboration with the ICAR, National Academy of Agricultural Research Management. A career guidance talk on trainee to towers of management was organized for students and faculty, offering valuable career insights about the research and publications of our SAST faculty and students together. The faculty and the students at this school have been active in research with the publications at various Scopus Index journals and other reputed journals as well. Additionally, faculty and students also presented papers at national and international conferences. Faculty members contributed as judges for various events and conducted student development programs, including expert talks, various competitions, and symposiums, both at regional as well as national levels. About the research of the school, faculty of the school secured 3 research grants of rupees 1.52 lakhs in the areas of sustainable agriculture and biotechnology. Dr. Krishna Thiranaru received the Best Faculty Innovation Award for the year 2023. Notably, one of the student teams won the Best Poster Award at the International Conference on Digital Technology Vision 2030. 15 industrial visits were organized across Maharashtra state, visiting various practices in agro, dairy, food production, and marketing industries. 39 students of the school successfully completed 2 months internship program at various organizations. 10 students of the school received awards and recognition at the research symposium, which was organized by our own university at Mumbai. About the placement and higher education of the school, despite the challenges in the job market, our students secured placement at Aries Agro, and 9 of our students have opted for the higher studies, joining prestigious institutions like MIT World Peace University Pune and Reims University France. And the school produced 1 successful student entrepreneur, Master Pranav Patil. In conclusion, our dedicated faculty, motivated students, and supportive staff have all played crucial roles in making this year a grand success with innovations and achievement for all schools at Shirpur campus. As we look ahead, we remain committed to advancing education and contributing positively to the community, to the region, to our state, our nation, and the world at large. Graduates, as you step into the future, remember that learning does not end here. As Sir has already mentioned, embrace the opportunities and challenges that come your way with an open mind and a courageous heart. Strive to make a positive impact in your communities. Your education has empowered you to be agents of the change, and I have no doubt that you will rise to the occasion. I wish you all great success and fulfillment in your future endeavors. May you continue to grow, inspire, and achieve greatness. Congratulations once again. The world awaits for your contributions. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. I now request all the delegates on the dais to unveil the campus report for the academic year 2023-24. We now commence the presentation of degrees to the graduating students of School of Pharmacy and Technology Management. I now request the nominee of Honorable Chancellor SVKM'S NMIMS University Shri Rajgopalji Bhandari and Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Ramesh Bhatt to present the degrees for the students of School of Pharmacy and Technology Management. I request Campus Associate Dean Dr. Shyam Sundar Pancholi to announce the names of the graduating students of School of Pharmacy and Technology Management, Shirpur campus.
Same. No? I will call upon the names. You may please come one by one. Athira Ravi. Congratulations, Athira. Sakshi Rajendra Sunita Bhosle. Om Mahesh Shilpa Patel. Pratiksha Bhalchandra Maya. Gopal Rajput. Atharva Keskar. सूरज कुमार, साहिल धार, देवेंद्र चौधरी, अपूर्व शिंपी, गौतम कुशवाहा, भूषण देसले, भावेश कोलपकर, पूर्वेश पाटिल, नरेंद्र माली, विशाल राजपूत, पुष्पक गिरासे, विपुल पाटिल,
Thank you, Dr. Shyam Sundar Pancholi, sir. Now we commence the presentation of degrees to the meritorious and graduating students of School of Agricultural Sciences and Technology. I now request Dr. Suchilendra Desai, sir, Dean SAST, to announce the names of graduating students of School of Agricultural Sciences and Technology, Shirpur campus.
इस सभागृह में उपस्थित सभी आदरणीय मुख्य अतिथिगण एवं छात्र सुप्रभात. Now I announce the names of the students from School of Agriculture Sciences Technology to receive their degrees. Mr. Vedant Mali, Mr. Prashant Patil, Mr. Vishal Rajput, Mr. Hitesh Patil, Miss Amrita Mali, Mr. Jay Gorania, Mr. Parikshit Singhal, Mr. Rohit Jain, Mr. Chaitanya Pawar, Mr. Pranav Ferake, Mr. Gaurav Patil, Mr. Amol Patil, Mr. Hemant Pawar, Mr. Devasish Mahajan, Mr. Jayesh Wadile, Mr. Rushikesh Patil, Mr. Aditya Patil, Mr. Yogesh Patil, Mr. Sahil Kohile, Mr. Tejas Patil, Mr. Yogesh Patil, Ms. Poonam Patil, Mr. Ketan More, Mr. Vishal Wankhede, Mr. Tushar Marathe, Mr. Jayesh Wag, Mr. Kushal Patil, Mr. Sahil Dhige, Mr. Shripat Patil, Mr. Ajay Mahale, Mr. Atul Girase, Mr. Shivam Mahajan, Mr. Yash Bhamre, and Mr. Ketan Patil. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Congratulations to all the graduates for getting their degree. I now request our Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Ramesh Bhatt sir to administer the oath to the students present here and to those who were permitted to remain absent. I request all the students to raise for the oath. Yeah, so.
By virtue of the power vested in me by the Board of Management of SVKM'S NMIMS as Vice Chancellor, I hereby declare all of you who are present and those who are permitted to remain absent are admitted to their respective degrees. I hereby charge you to uphold the dignity and the value of the degree awarded to you by this university in your life and profession. Now I request the nominee of the Honorable Chancellor Shri Rajgopal Bhandari ji to confer the degrees.
I confirm the degrees.
Thank you, Dr. Ramesh Bhatt sir. All the students can sit down. I now request Sri Ashish Apte sir, nominee of the registrar, to present the register of the graduates to the nominee of Honorable Chancellor Sri Rajgopal Bhandari sir for his signature. I also request nominee of Sri Ashish Apte sir, nominee of registrar, to take the charge of the proceedings.
Honorable Shri Rajgopal Bhandari, we present before you 18 students of Bachelor of Pharmacy, starting with Adhira Ravi as the first student in the list, and 34 students of Bachelor of Agricultural Sciences, starting with Vedant Mali as the first student of the list, where they have successfully completed their programs. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Honorable Chief Guest Dr. Sachin Bhagwat and Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Ramesh Bhatt sir to confer awards to the meritorious students of School of Pharmacy and Technology Management SPTM and School of Agricultural Sciences and Technology and Center of Textile Functions Shirpur campus. To begin with, I request Dr. Shyam Sundar Pancholi sir, Associate Dean SPTM, to please take over the proceedings for the announcements.
Today I feel very happy to acknowledge the achievements of our brilliant students who have made the school, the university and their parents proud. We have 4 students who have made to the Dean's List for meritorious category as per the CGPA they have received, and I will call upon first student Ms. Athira Ravi, CGPA 8.31. Second student is Sakshi Bhosle with CGPA 8.30. Third student in the row, yeah, please, Sakshi. Third student is Om Patel with 7.90 CGPA. And fourth student in row is Pratiksha Sonavane, CGPA 7.83.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Sushlendra Desai, sir, Dean SAST, to announce the names of students who secured gold medal and are in the meritorious list.
Good morning once again. The university has a very rich tradition of honoring the meritorious students by giving them medals and Dean's Meritorious List. As part of this, I'm going to now announce the Dean's Meritorious List students of School of Agricultural Sciences and Technology who have not only performed academically well but also in curricular and co-curricular activities. The first rank holder, Miss Amrita Mali, who has secured 3.93 OGPA. Apart from that, she has also achieved 2 Best Poster Awards, presented paper in the international conference. Thank you very much. The second rank goes to Ms. Poonam Patil with a CGPA of 3.86. The third in the meritorious list is Mr. Jay Gorania with a CGPA of 3.84, who has successfully defended the program's importance in Vice Chancellor's rounds. The fourth in the row is Mr. Shivam Mahajan with a CGPA of 3.79. Fifth in the row, Mr. Jayesh Vadile with a CGPA of 3.64. And finally, Mr. Yogesh Patil with a CGPA of 3.57. Hearty congratulations to you all once again.
Thank you, sir. I now request Dr. Vijay Shivankar, in charge Associate Dean, Center of Textile Functions, to call upon the names of meritorious students.
Good morning all. I am pleased to announce the names of meritorious student with rank holder in Diploma in Textile Technology program under Center for Textile Function. For the academic year 2023-24, the first rank goes to Chirag Purohit with CGPA of 3.89 out of 4. For the academic year 22-23, the first rank goes to Hemant Sirsat, who secured CGPA of 3.63. Congratulations, both of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So you have to come again for the awards. There are a few more awards. Yeah. Let us give a huge round of applause for the meritorious students. We'll now be presenting the Best Student Award for this academic year, recognizing outstanding achievements in academics, co-curricular, and overall performance. This prestigious award honors a student who has demonstrated exceptional dedication, resilience, and a commitment to excellence both inside and outside the classroom. I request our Director, Ma'am Dr. Sunita Patil, to kindly announce all the awards.
Dear all, on the occasion of Convocation Ceremony 2024 of SPTM School and SAST School, it is my great honor to celebrate the remarkable achievement of our students and recognize those who have excelled in their respective fields. I will start with the awards of the School of Pharmacy and Technology Management for the academic year 23-24. I would like to acknowledge the outstanding students who have demonstrated exceptional academic performances, leadership, dedication, and these individuals have not only excelled in their studies but have also contributed significantly to our campus development. The first award, the Overall Achievers Award 23-24, goes to Miss Athira Ravi, 4th year B.Pharm graduating student. The second award, Internship and Project Excellence Award, goes to Miss Sakshi Rajendra Bhosle of 4th year B.Pharm graduating student. Now we will move to the awards of the School of Agricultural Sciences and Technology for the academic year 23-24. I'll read the names of the students. The first one, the Overall Achiever Award 23-24 goes to Mahajan Shivam, 4th year BSc Honors Agriculture, graduating student. The next award is for Rural Agricultural Work Experience, which we called as RAWE, and Agriculture Industrial Attachment, which we call as AIA. So the best RAWE and AIA performer goes to Mr. Rohit Jain, 4th year BSc Honors Agricultural graduating student.
Thank you. Let's have again a huge round of applause for the students. it's time to acknowledge the people who play a very important role in shaping the academic success and personal growth of students. Their dedication, mentorship, and tireless efforts help the institute to grow and achieve sustainable outcomes. Every lesson taught, every moment of guidance, and every support extended contributes to molding students not only as scholars but as confident, compassionate, and capable individuals ready to take on the challenge of the world. I call upon Director Ma'am to please give away or announce Best Faculty and Best Staff Awards.
Dear all, once again, it is my great honor and privilege to announce the awards for our faculty members for recognizing their individual contributions. This hard work and dedication behind the scene ensures the smooth operation of our institutions to create the supportive environment for all the students, staff, and faculty members. So now, I'll be going to announce the awards for the SPTM school faculty members. The first one is the Teaching Excellence of the Year 23-24 goes to our faculty member, Dr. Mayank Sharma. Next, we are going to honor our distinguished faculty member who have shown extraordinary commitment in the research. So the next award is our Best Research Output of the Year 23-24 goes to our faculty member, Dr. Sankha Bhattacharya. We are also appreciating our faculty members who have done excellent in their research and development activities. So the first one, we are going to appreciate our faculty with the appreciation certificate. For securing the highest research grant, we are felicitating our faculty, Dr. Dhrubajyoti Mukherjee. We are also felicitating our one more faculty member for securing the highest research grant, Dr. Devendra Kumar. Now we are going to recognize the invaluable contributions of our staff members. His hard work and dedication behind the scene ensured the smooth operation of our schools and providing all the support system to our students. So the staff for SPTM school, I'm going to announce the name. And the award is the Best Staff Award of SPTM School 23-24 goes to Mr. Mahesh Harishchandra Patil. Now we will move to our School of Agricultural Sciences and Technology. Our faculty members at SAST School are the backbone of our institution, and today we celebrate their extraordinary contributions to the education and research for the overall growth of our students. So the first faculty award of the SAST school goes to, the title is Best Faculty of the Year 23-24 of SAST school goes to Dr. Kalana Gowda Patil. Now we are going to appreciate one more faculty member of the school for his special contribution and dedication for the significance contribution for institute's development. So the title of the appreciation is Special Recognition Certificate for significant contribution to the school goes to Dr. Nitin Misal. I request Dr. Desai, Dean of the SAST School, to receive the award on his behalf. We are also going to recognize the invaluable contributions of our staff members of the SAST school, whose hard work and dedication ensured the smooth functioning of our agricultural school. So the name of the award for SAST school staff member is Best Staff of the Academic Year 23-24 goes to Mr. Vinod Kumar Rathod, our own farm manager of SAST school. Congratulations to all our award winners. Your achievements are a testament to your hard work and dedication. You inspire us all to strive for excellence. May you achieve great in your life. All the best wishes to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. A big round of applause for all the staff, faculty, and students who have won the awards. Now it's my honor and privilege to introduce Dr. Sachin Bhagwat, Chief Scientific Officer, Drug Discovery Research Center, WOCAD, and the chief guest of this event. Dr. Sachin Bhagwat has nearly 30 years of experience in discovery and development of novel antibiotics. He gained formal training in clinical microbiology, having undertaken his PhD in the area of tuberculosis in 2001. He began his research career at Ranbaxy Laboratories, New Delhi, wherein he has involved in screening of novel antifungals. Subsequently, he joined antibiotic discovery team at WOCAD Research Center, Aurangabad, and eventually led the microbiology, molecular biology, biochemistry functions. At WOCAD, he is responsible for IND, NDA enabling preclinical studies, as well as interactions with international regulatory bodies to help evolve an optimal clinical development plan. Sustained organizational focus led to discovery of 6 novel clinical candidates and led to acceptance of as many US IND applications. The team has, to its credit, receiving marketing authorizations of 2 first ever novel antibiotics in India, while other 3 NCs are at the advanced stage of development. Now he leads a multidisciplinary team of 150 scientists based in India, US, European Union, fully dedicated to discovery of novel antibiotics. Dr. Bhagwat's research interests span across historical approaches in discovery of antibiotics, evolving unmet needs in bacterial infections, mechanism of actions of NCEs, PK/PD studies supporting phase 3 doses, dynamics of bacterial resistance, and collaborative research with leading international experts. Dr. Bhagwat is inventor, co-inventor in 45 US EU granted patents covering 5 major classes of antibiotics: fluoroquinolones, oxazolidones, macrolide, beta-lactams, and biolactones. He is co-inventor of WCK522 and was instrumental in establishing its novel beta-lactam enhancer action, as well as characterizing its PK/PD and other clinically relevant attributes. Over last 1 year, this drug has saved lives of several patients infected with extreme drug-resistant pathogens under compassionate use. He has authored several publications in leading international journals and delivered talk and presentation in several international meetings and conferences. I now invite our chief guest, Dr. Sachin Bhagwat, to share his valuable thoughts to us. Please join me in welcoming our chief guest. Over to you, sir.
A very good afternoon to all of you, and thank you very much for the generous introduction. It took me around 30 years back, so maybe I will have a very small story to share with you. But before that, when my credentials were being read on the dais, we have individuals who have contributed in much wider scope and much more deeper impact on the societies, which we can see on the dais. So and I know that it is me who is standing between you and your celebration of getting the graduation degree, so I will remain very cognizant of this particular fact. However, since this opportunity has come to me today, I thought I will share with you my journey as an individual, and then eventually as a scientist, and finally as a leader who could lead a very strong team of research in India. And to give you a perspective about my initial phase of the career and how it transformed over a period of time, we started this whole antibiotic discovery around 25 years back. And to some of you, most of you may not have that background, so that is nothing wrong in that. But what it shows that our country has all along last 75 years, we were trying to gather one of the basic hygiene points for our country. We were interested in developing infrastructure, developing some trained manpower. And therefore, in due course of time, many of these areas proliferated, but we were not able to push our research to the level that we can create a global impact. And therefore, anything that needs to be done in a very significant manner requires a very focus from the national perspective and also from the organizational perspective. This was a time in 1994-95 when we started looking at antibiotics as an area where, as a country and as a group, we can make some impact. And at that point in time, we had no idea about how we will evolve. Nobody has an idea about how one would evolve over 25 years. And that is the best situation to be in, because if you are aware that what would happen at the end of 10-20 years, probably you will not take that course or you will change the course. So it was a good situation to be in, that we were not aware where it will take us. But that was a time 2 or 3 aspects were very clear. One thing was clear, that India became the signatory to the TRIPS. And when we became signatory, it simply meant that no more we can tweak the processes and come up with a new drug, new antibiotic and start selling it. It was a gross, violation of the patent and intellectual properties, because things were discovered in the West and we were just making a sulfate into a chloride and then we were trying to put it. So we were compelled to sign TRIPS rightfully, because every country has to, first of all, respect innovation and respect intellect. So we were forced to respect that. But it turned out to be an opportunity as well, because unless you are compelled to accept certain norms which are well established in the world, you are not going to come out of the cozy, safe zone that one would always try to remain in their lives and profession. So we were shattered, as a country, because we signed TRIPS. Now with that came the respect to the product patents. So what was required, that you develop new products, not the processes. And therefore, all of us, the company, private companies, organizations started thinking on those lines, that how to come out of this big challenge, because developing a product means innovation. And innovation was not a culture for us. If you look at, you will be surprised, in last 75 years of our freedom, we are into 76th year, we have not discovered any single drug for any therapeutic area ourselves. This is a thought that I would like to, leave with you all across when you go from here, that we have not done that. So we have done a number of innovations, we have done a lot of things in technology, we have done a lot of things in service industry, but we have not been able to do anything substantial in the area of therapeutics. Now why that? Because to address a therapeutic problem, there has to be a deep understanding of biology behind it. Unless you are a biologist, you cannot become a discovery scientist. So you need to know a complete background of how the disease progression happens and then try to address that issue. So as a country, from the academics perspective, we were not programmed mentally to look our academics in a manner in which it will be a problem solving process. We were taught to, learn, all of us, including myself, we had a graduation, post-graduation where we were taught to learn something and unlearn it over a period of time. You don't need to keep it permanently, but that is one fundamental area where we did not address, and therefore we were in a situation how to innovate. Now, in that situation, again, another very interesting, statistics I can give you is that world over, 95% of new drugs, regardless of the therapeutic area or the disease like cancer or pain or inflammation, antibiotics, for example, they have been discovered by the private organizations. Many of you might be aware that in US you have got one of the largest funded bodies like National Institutes of Health, Centers for Disease Control, and likewise you also have in Europe, ECDC. But even though they have hundreds of billions of dollars of research funding, they have not been able to come up with an entire discovery to development of any new treatment. Now, this also is a very profound observation because it means that just pouring in money and putting in resources cannot give you the skill set that can let you develop into a new antibiotic or a new drug, for example. So what it meant and what was missing was the team that can work in a very cohesive manner. This is an area where you require to communicate with fellow scientists on a daily basis, on an hourly basis. And if you look at these federal institutes, including some of us, I am a alumni of Central Drug Research Institute. The name itself is Central Drug Research Institute. But apart from one or two, small inventions, in last 50-55 years, it has not been able to do, unfortunately, any significant, gain in terms of new therapeutics. So that all happens because that whole end-to-end capability and ability of a team to work together was not there. So that is another challenge that it has to be the pharma company, the private companies have to do that. Secondly, at that point in time in 1995, again, these all thoughts were, churning in our mind that we were observing that even though antibiotics were one of the most successful classes of therapeutics, and many pharma companies had a very successful antibiotics, some of them you might be aware because even if you are not from the background of antibiotics, but azithromycin, we take it for most of the, COVID did become a name of the game for many reasons. Or for example, amoxicillin, these are, if you happen to have, hospitalized, then you will have ceftriaxone or piperacillin tazobactam. All these antibiotics were discovered by the companies in the West. And historically, all these have developed by the big pharma companies. But what we noted around 95 to 2000, that there was a grand exodus of these companies from this area. Everybody left this field. And I was discussing yesterday with your faculty that the situation was such that there was a complete vacuum of research in finding out new antibiotics. And it led to a situation that on one hand, microorganisms are smarter, as you know, and they are even more smarter than we think of. So it kept on evolving more and more. So there were two very, diagonally opposite phenomena were happening, which you can call as a paradox. On one hand, resistance was increasing, pathogens were becoming more and more resistant to many antibiotics. And on the other hand, the effort to discover new antibiotics were slowing down, and not only slowing down, they stalled at one point in time. So I can tell you that in 2000 to 2005, not a single company was involved in doing antibiotic discovery because they thought that first of all, whatever we have, there is no possibility of improving it further. Sometimes it so happens, scientifically, the challenges are so unsurmountable that you feel that there is saturation reached and we are not able to bring anything worthwhile which can match to the level what the microorganisms have become resistant of. And that leads to a saturation to the extent that companies, because these are private companies, they go by profit and loss finally. And then they realize that because research is not happening, there is no success coming, why to continue? And therefore, there were tough decisions taken and the program stopped all over the world. It was exactly that time that we as a company decided to enter into the field. And we were, very much aware that the entire area is so gloomy, but we wanted to still create an impact because we realized that this is an area where we can really do something. And we entered into this area at a time when everybody was moving out of the field. We stumbled upon the second level of challenge was that since we never had a academic support coming where the formal education of discovery is given. I mean, that is not even today, where you can give the formal education of discovery science. The onus was that we import the talent from outside. But just like your Shirpur campus, we are also we also have a global R&D center at a very humble town, small town called as Aurangabad. Now this place, actually speaking, falls into Marathwada, which is one of the most backward region of Maharashtra, if you know. And that's where we are situated. So I have found an analogy between the Shirpur campus, where I found such a talented academicians, teachers, faculty, and the students. And then I drew that mental comparison with 25 years back when 3 or 4 of us came together to start this discovery program in Aurangabad with an R&D center, where when we tried to find out some microbiologists or pharmacokinetics, we were surprised to see that they were not able to even answer a question in English whenever they are asked in the interview. And we allowed them to answer in Marathi because I happened to be Maharashtrian, though coming from Indore. But because I had that advantage, we could take the interviews. And we quickly realized that there is an issue of communication, but not the issue of competency. And even though we wanted to, because generally it is believed that an area of deep scientific challenge like discovery needs to have a talented people, but we thought that since we are not going to get it, because we interviewed so many, postdocs from Mass Gen, Harvard, many of the hospitals, MITs, and the issue came that they cannot relocate to a place like Aurangabad because all of them wanted to go to Bangalore, Hyderabad, or Delhi or Mumbai. So what we thought that, there is no point in searching because nobody would come and join us. We took these humble background people from the nearby towns like Parbhani, Latur, Jalna, Buldana and all that. And we started taking them into our labs and we started orienting them. And one of the best way to orient that I learned in my life was to revisit the success and failure of that particular area that has happened in the last 20, 30 years. Go back and check that whether what was successful and what was failure. So we started doing experiments on those antibiotics which were discovered 40, 50 years back, to see that what made them successful and what is the measure of success for a new drug is that doctors should love it. You look at the hospitals, when the doctors give you certain antibiotic day in and day out, they give it because they have a large amount of comfort with the safety and efficacy. So they are called as successful antibiotics. And somewhere where you feel that they can be given only for a critically ill patient before he dies, means that is not a favorable antibiotic because he's being given as a life-saving drug. So we started learning and doing actual experiments on all those antibiotics which were successful and which were failed, to make ourselves aware that what were those features that you can see in the lab which ultimately made them successful or failed. That was the whole approach. So this served two purposes. One is that the team started getting an organic and contextual understanding of the area. Because this is an area where you will not have a ready-made prepared talent to come and start contributing in the lab on the very next day. So there was a team learning happening. And in doing so, mistakes happen. So we always believe that mistakes are unavoidable. However, what we did was, we not only allowed them to make mistakes, we encouraged them to make mistakes. Because this is an area where failures are more common than the success. So we wanted to make them aware that they have to embrace failure more than that of the success, and therefore failures were allowed. Once we started looking at and developing the team, we realized that another area where we really lack a tremendous, it was a big deficiency, was self-defeating way of grooming. I was discussing with Ashish, is that we are developed in self-defeating environment many a times. We are told that no, you cannot do this. There's a very common term in family, no, tujashi honar nahi, you will not do. These are very minor sentences, but they have a deep impact on the children, and that is what we saw in these people. They were unable to even conceive that their paper can go into an international top-ranking journal with one of the highest impact factors. They were unable to envisage that their work can lead to a very profound global level of impact. At the most, their life was around Aurangabad, maybe Marathwada, and their dream was to go to Pune or Bombay. So that was to be shattered. And we shattered that by bringing them onto the forefront, where way back, we started in 98, actual work. 2001, all these youngsters were with me to go into an international conference in Chicago and present their posters in front of the scientists. Because this was very much important to develop a confidence in them. They can stand with these people, shoulder to shoulder when it comes to science. Another area which was told to them that science, though, can be communicated in English, but it can be groomed internally in Marathi also. I mean, you don't need to become a great scientist only through English. You can do it in Marathi, your local language, whatever. But yes, you have to communicate that in English. So, I mean, that was the second level of mental barrier was broken. And finally, I mean, we started working and we developed a team of, now we are 150 people who have been dedicated and fully focused on discovery of new antibiotics over last 25 years. I am very happy to report to you and also very humbled to say you that we are one of the largest antibiotic discovery team in the world. I mean, there is no big pharma company that can match to the team size we have. First, I can tell you, and I mean, again, with a lot of humility, I am telling you that we are the only company in the world who have published 200 papers in last 8 years, all from the top-notch journals and with the independent experts. So that is also something which has happened. Another third thing which happened with us as a part of this process was we filed around 400 patents, and we are the largest patent filing company in the world for antibiotics. If you Google it out, you will find only book hard copy all over the place. And out of those 441 filing patents, we have 295 granted ones. This is the best ever strike rate. Even no big pharma company claimed in their golden days also. So what I'm trying to communicate to the children over here largely is that when you enjoy the process of being a part of something, you are not associated or obsessed with the outcome. So outcome is very secondary. It is a byproduct of the process. So if one thing that one has to realize that you should enjoy the process every day, and outcome will fall in place. It may fall later or sooner, but it will happen. How much it will happen is anyway not under your control. So good part with us was that we were a part of the process rather than the outcome. And finally, as a result of that, today we have 6 novel antibiotics which are at a global stage of development, and 2 of them we launched just around COVID time, which were the first 2 antibiotics discovered and developed in India. So they were, nowhere else earlier India was able to discover their own antibiotics. Now, again, this on the one hand is a very interesting, opportunity for all of you to know this, but remember, we are the hotspot of resistance. Again, another paradox, that today, if you look at the countries where resistance levels are highest in the bacterial, the superbugs, what you call as superbugs, the resistance level in India is highest. Some of them, we have a situation where the pathogen has become resistant to the level of 90% to the last line drug. So today, many of you who commonly speak with your families, if a patient goes on ventilator, what is your first thought? When a patient is on the ventilator, you come to know, some relative friend has gone on ventilator. The first thought is he will die. Sooner or later he will die. Or second thought is that take him out of the ventilator. That is because it is not the ventilator that kills, it is the ventilator associated pneumonia that kills. And this is infected by these bugs who have become so resistant that today for doctors it has become a norm to leave the patient died away or use all kind of clinically unproven cocktail of antibiotics. All of us are going through, this is a reality of our country today, that 35% patients die in ICU because doctors are not left with any option. They just simply give up. If you're lucky, you will survive, but otherwise it simply is a part of, absence of an antibiotic. So this is the country we come to, and in this situation, we launched after 25 years 2 antibiotics, very, brand new, discovered in India, and we continued our process. Another very interesting area that we wanted to, completely change also was how do we make sure that our research has a global impact? Because, for the country to be known for research and innovation, for the people to be admired for the work they do, you have to create a global impact. So one good thing we tried to inculcate in our people is that they are not going to benchmark themselves with the Indian organizations. Indian organizations, definitely we will compete forever. Healthy competition only brings the best. But they will not be the only competition for us. We will compete with the best of the best in the world. So that confidence that we can do it also was generated into the team by doing actual experimentation in the lab and developing a technical expertise to the level that they could able to reproduce data, and the work done in the labs were reproduced by all over the world. Because in a good science, science can only progress when there is reproducibility. If there is no reproducibility, science cannot progress. So we made sure that team does the work in the lab in such a manner that their work anywhere else done with the same set of experimental protocols should get reproduced. So that was, today the situation is that our R&D center is it has become a training center for the people who come from all over the world. Today also, as of now, we are training some 6 or 7 MD microbiologists who have come from top-notch institutes like JIPMER or AIMS, Rajkot, AIMS, Patna. They are taking training with us. And that is because of the technical expertise that is very important. Finally, we also realized that, and of course, Dr. Bhatt touched upon some of the very interesting aspects, and I was surprised that there are so many things that he spoke was striking to me, and I am a firm believer of that. One area he said about artificial intelligence and technology today, and in the sense of biology, I can call it as a proteomics and genomics. These are very fancy words, and youngsters do tend to get, mesmerized by that when the start of the career happens. But I will tell you that unless and until the fundamental concepts are not clear, these technologies are devastating to your career. I will go one step ahead. Dr. Bhatt said that you make a friendly relationship with them and use them with a lot of sense. But according to me, if you rely on that, they are a disaster in making for everybody's career, particularly through students. And I'll tell you why. The reason is that all these technologies have evolved out of a human intellect. And nothing can replace a human intellect. So any kind of what you call as a incremental improvement in a technology is possible with this. And we were discussing this yesterday on the dinner. Incremental, where if you have 6 features, bring 25 features. That is an incremental. But when you have to do a completely reimagining of a product or a completely redefining a product, it cannot be done by these technologies. It has to be human intellect who has to seed that thought, who has to create a process where how can that particular technology or a product which is redefining in nature can be created. So, if we leave it up to these technologies, we will be making a biggest error of our lives. And secondly, another word of caution to you from chat GPTs and AIs. If any of you are trying to use chat GPT for writing a sentence or a text, again, you are doing a suicidal act of your own. I am not against technology. I'm not against technology. But I am against relying on technology. Because if you look at chat GPT and if you want it to rephrase sentences, as many times it will do for you. Tell them, please do it again. It will do again till it is exhausted. It will not get exhausted. How will you choose among those 10 options which conveys the best your thought about a particular scientific aspect? वो तो आपको करना है, and you have to do. How will you do if you don't know what are you thinking about it? How are you going to articulate? You will only make sure that you select a sentence which is not getting caught by the plagiarism. That is the simple thinking you will do, but that is not the way. So today in our country and students and ourselves, we are facing biggest challenge even today now, even though we have 25 years legacy of working, is that people are not able to creatively write. Biggest deficit is the writing skills. They are going down, and we are lucky actually. Our schooling system was so good that we were asked to write essays on topics like starting from cow to mother and mother to school and national flag. They were so good, but it is all coming down. And as a professional people, they are unable to read good quality literature and they are unable to write good quality, documents. And that will come as a biggest challenge to the country when it comes to any kind of scientific progress. So that is what something we are still struggling to improve. We are trying to reach to a certain level, but it is a frustrating act because this is an area where someone has to do self-effort and do it. Secondly, these 2 antibiotics that we launched, we went on, another very important aspect of our research has been that we aspire to be the global leader in antibiotics. So when you aspire global leadership, you cannot do 1 or 2 discoveries and stop it there. That was very much known to our organization, to our chairman, that if you stop it, you can never become a global leader. The global leadership comes when there is a sustained focus and there is an ability to bring about new products every time that you are, because once you have developed that basic competency and the knowledge and the depth in the field, you are much more ready to conceive those new products. So we continue to do that, and as a result of that, we have 6 new antibiotics, which is again one of the highest pipeline in the world. So I have got some slides which I have not put today, but you will see that all companies have their pipelines of new antibiotics, but this is highest in the world and the longest in the world. And we are all developing that at a phase 3 level. Now, what it takes to develop an antibiotic or any drug. I will tell you that in a very nutshell, it takes minimum 10 to 11 years to characterize that molecule to be fit enough to go to human beings. So when it goes into human beings for the first time, I think you must have heard phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3 clinical trials. So phase 1 is the one where you go for the first time into the patient, into the healthy volunteers, and you test how much the drug gets tolerated and all that. So the phase that is clinical is called as a clinical phase, and then you have preclinical phase. So preclinical phase itself spans around 10 to 11 years if you are very lucky. If you are unlucky, it can go on for ages. But if you are very lucky, it goes for 10 to 11 years. And 4 to 5 years take minimum to do the clinical development, minimum. Very conservative, and again, to be very lucky. So it means that we are talking of a discovery to development around 15 to 16 years for an antibiotic, for one antibiotic, 15 to 16 years. And on an average, it costs around $300 to $400 million to do all this activity. So look at the resource intensiveness and time intensiveness of any of this kind where you want to bring something new. Now, the most important part is that this whole sensitivity was inculcated into people at our lab, even at a very junior level. So if you go to a junior level scientist in our lab, every day when he approaches to his work, he realizes the fact that if he does something erroneous in judgment, it will ultimately lead to a failure in the clinical trials. So that level of associationship with and the ownership of the work happens. And finally, we are very proud to tell everybody that our leadership team, including myself, we have all top 6 divisions leadership. We have got medicinal chemistry, we have got microbiology, we have got pharmacology, we have got toxicology, we have got intellectual property, and we have got analytical chemistry. All leaders are all 20 years plus in the same organization. So on one hand, when my resume was being read, many of you might have thought that this person has not changed, he has changed only one job in 30 years. But if you want to do something significant in life, not that you don't want to change job, but you want to remain, you have to stay on the problem. You may stay at different places, that problem, but you have to stay with the problem. And that particular length of stay allows you to focus more and more. So Dr. Bhatt made a very interesting point. Again, very much it struck to me, contemplating. How can you contemplate without you are staying on the problem? And to stay on the problem, you need to be stable-minded. Very sthir prajna, which बोलते हैं ना, स्थित प्रज्ञ बोलना है. वो situation में you have to reach to understand how the problem has to be handled. So we have tried to even do that to make sure that our team, the core team, continues to be with us for 25 years. My second level of team, who are the lab leaders, also are 12 to 15-year-old. All of them. You come to our R&D center and you will see that all of them have been there for many years. So one question that can come to the mind, how can they remain interested in the work for 2 decades, 1.5 decades, at a point when they are young, just like you, want to make money, want to grow, name and fame. So what it takes to do that? So this is a very torturous process, according to me. And the torture lies in the leadership. They have to make sure that they are able to generate excitement every day in the people. Because youngsters will get bored. And there is no doubt about that. And it's not wrong, because they want excitement in life. So the only way you can create excitement is by the fact that you, every day when you go to them and look at their laboratories, results, excite them for it, what they have done. Fire them if they have not done, and help them if they have done well, and congratulate them for they have not done, and challenge them. So today's situation is such that when a person does experiment in our lab, a scientist, he owns it. If you go and find a deficit into his work, he will get egoistically hurt. And what he would do is, he would do the experiment next day to prove that he was right or wrong. If he was wrong, he will humbly accept it. So we were able to create a zero ego team. Zero ego team. Our team of 150 people have no ego as far as the work they are approaching. And that is a fundamental trait required in doing a very path-defining research. And that is where something every individual and all of you should, as a student, should take a note of it, that ego is the biggest destroyer of innovation, biggest destroyer of imagination, biggest destroyer of dreaming. So that has to be curtailed as much as possible. And through that, we realized that if you have a team, if you have a know-how, how can you help them sustain, grow? And best part of the growth is, nobody wants, money, name and fame are byproducts. They will come. They are the way you are destined, you will get it. Everybody will get it more or less. But it is the program and the project and the real, association with the project, emotional connect. That is something which we have inculcated in our people, that there has to be an emotional connect with the project. So if you ask my team what they want to do, I mean, they want to develop WCK 5222, which is a code name of our, I mean, one of the best molecule in the world today. We have discovered that they want to see that it goes into the patient as early as possible. That is the level of, I mean, thinking they have at a very junior level, so 5-6 years down the line. I mean, they have come to our labs and working. So emotional connect with the project allows you to remain in the program project for years and years to make I mean, what you call as a substantial contribution. Otherwise, these programs cannot be run when people are just, I mean, changing jobs every 3 or 4 years, because, I mean, it takes years to develop and develop a depth in the program or the project. So my suggestion to many of you is that on one hand, science looks very fancy and glamorous, and it looks like it's a great thing, but I'm also exposing you to the challenges of it, and it is not everybody's cup of tea to be able to be a scientist who can work in the same organization, same lab, similar projects for 20-25 years. It is a very, I mean, difficult process to go through. And then finally, I mean, one of the best thing that helped, and according to me, Shirpur is fantastically placed for that. And to me, if you ask me that what is that one area which you were benefited amongst all these odds, was that we were in Aurangabad. And to me also, it realization happens only few years back. I mean, I thought why we were able to do, so I thought it is because of Aurangabad. When you have a place which is least distractive for the youngsters, even if it is of a compelling nature, it is a fantastic place to innovate. I mean, if you are started thinking in the morning, when will I reach office? And when do I get home? How will you do innovation? Where do you think what I have to do today, tomorrow, and day after? You will be thinking, when do I go home? When do I come in? Second thing, in the evening, if suppose you have hundreds of spots to distract yourself, how will you go back and see that what did I do in the morning and what I am planning to do tomorrow? Or how do I read my literature if I have not been able to read? You will not be able to do that. So on one hand, it was a compulsion for us to have R&D center in Aurangabad, but it turned out to be one of the biggest boon for us. I think that if we were in Hyderabad, Bangalore, or Mumbai, we would not have been able to do anything, even though you give us a similar situation. So having Shirpur as a campus, for this, I mean, you should choose it. It is not that it is, I mean, you have any, I mean, you have to choose it because it takes you away from all the distractions. You don't study all the time. There is no need. But sheer environment around this is so progressive and so, I mean, I would say scintillating that it should excite you for your rest of your life. And then what we have done as a part of our whole research, I can now share you last 2-3 minutes what we have done and why, because you are going to see it in the normal newspapers also eventually. So maybe you will be able to connect that there was someone in 2024 who had come and, I mean, pre-warned us about what is going to happen. So we have been able to, I mean, by God's grace and because of the, I mean, some serendipity, which always happens, okay? So luck will play some role. It is for sure, but only for the prepared mind. If the mind is not prepared, luck will not do anything for you. So prepared mind, hard work. So we have been able to discover an entirely new mechanism of action drug, which we call it as a WCK 5222, which was appearing in one of the sentences in my resume. And why that sentence was there is because this drug is the only drug in the world, is the only antibiotic in the world which covers entire range of pathogens and resistance mechanisms known today. So for some of you who do not have that area ka background information and all that, I'll just give you a little bit of an idea that all other drugs, because other companies also are working. I mean, in US and Europe, there is a competition. Pipeline is, everybody is doing. As compared to that, if those all drugs can be given 10 out of 3 or 4 for their coverage profile, okay? And this is not our version, but this is all independent investigators and top-notch scientists who have made this statement, is that if they can be given 3 or 4 out of 10 or 5, this drug has 10 out of 10. In complete coverage, 10 out of 10. And if you Google out WCK, I mean 5222, you will see pages after pages, and you will be happy to note that all that work has been done independently by the top-notch who's who in the field of antibiotics. So another area that I can tell you that how the situation can change, in early 2000, we were struggling to connect with these experts all over the world to help us develop this all, I mean, understanding. I mean, do our work, please repeat our studies, see whether we are correct or not, check our mechanism of action, all fundamental work we do, but you always want an external validation. And why you want validation? For 2 reasons. One is for internal consumption. I mean, the chairman and the management also would like to see what my people are doing is correct or not. So that person, he can only judge when you get an external validation from outside people, outside India. So that was one reason. And second reason was that we genuinely wanted that whether whatever we have done is correct or not. I mean, nobody has done in India. I mean, it's like you're doing something for which you don't have any, what you call as any kind of reference point. There was no reference point. So without reference point we were working. So we wanted some reference point. कि भाई देखो हमने जो किया है वो बराबर है कि नहीं. I remember writing mails after mails every year, every month to the US and Europe experts, and they used to not be interested simply because it is coming from India. I have seen that. It is coming from India, and unfortunately our track record has not been very good as far as science is concerned. I mean, we have been doing all kind of things earlier. So that whole thing was required to be changed, and we were the process of the change. And I remember it took sometimes even 1.5 years to connect with a key expert, very top-notch expert, and make him convince कि please do our experiment in your lab and check whether we had done correctly or not. And through that, all our programs were validated eventually. Today, 15 to 20 years down the line, each of them are lining up to work with us. They are lined up. I mean, they are going out of their way to work with us and make sure that they, and now it is ulta. When they get associated with Wokhard, people in the field of antibiotics, they are finding it to be very, I mean, their profile is increasing. I mean, their own profile is, because another reason happened, no? I told you, that antibiotic field came down, so they also were struggling. Where are the new molecules? So that also came to our rescue. I mean, that is an advantage to remain in the field. But what came out, now they want to tie up with us. So now we have to say no. Ki bhai, nahi, ho gaya. We have done a lot of work and our FD has accepted everything. So that is another thing which has, I mean, changed. So with respect to this WCK 5222, this drug will stop all the mortalities on ventilator now, completely. And such is the profile of this molecule, therapeutic profile of this molecule, that even though it has not been approved, it is in phase 3 study. We are going to complete phase 3 this year now, and we will have a global approval somewhere 25 end or 26 early, because it takes 1 year. I will tell you, you know what, another thing you may not be aware, I'm sure. For a new drug to be applied to the regulator, like FDA, US FDA, once upon a time when you never had this all electronic system, and if a company has to apply for a new drug application after having done complete phase 3 trial and everything, you know how much amount of papers used to get unloaded at the FDA office in Silver Spring for the review? How many papers? Kilos? Quintals? Any idea? 6 truckloads. 6 US truckload papers used to get down. Each truck was mentioned as a division: pharmacology, toxicology, phase 1, phase 2, and they used to get downloaded. Then there was still it is there is a big repository where they used to get, by the machines, they were put up into the place. And there were thousands of FDA reviewers who would review at each and every of that paper over 3 years. There was a 3-year review period. And with that 3-year review period, and now it is a part of the patent life. I mean, don't forget, the patent is going on. Patent life is wasting. And 3 years, and after 3 years of review, the drug used to get approved. This is the situation, amount of review that is required to be done. So why I'm telling you that even though we will finish our trial this year end, the drug would be available only in 26, because we have to file that new drug application where we have to work next 6 months day and night, 24/7. And then FDA has to work day and night, 24/7 to review, approve the drug. But before that happened, I mean, some interesting thing happened, again because of the external validation. And then reverse realization to our doctors. India mein kuch to bhi hai. Because our Indian doctors, they go out for meeting their colleagues in different conferences. There they came to know that there is a company somewhere in Aurangabad who has discovered an antibiotic, which they came to know in US and Europe. And they came back and asking us, calling our receptionist, which is that company, which is this place. Then we said, it is we. And a year back, they said that let this drug be developed whenever it is. We want this drug now. How can you do that? So that thing is called as a compassionate use. It means that when the patients who are not left with any treatment option, you have to give that drug and save the patient. I said we will not do it, because this data can generate any kind of negativity around our molecules. We will not do it. So DCGI, I mean, this is a government body, they came to us saying that no, you give it to, these patients, because these patients are dying. So we started this compassionate use program. Again, as you would be very anxious for our children all the time, parents would, more echo this, that these molecules are like our babies. And when your child is sitting for an examination, however he is prepared, you are always anxious during those 3 hours. I mean, nobody can say I'm not anxious. You may show your child you are not anxious, but you are anxious. So this 1 year, last 1 year, I mean, we were, particularly myself, I was very anxious because first time the molecules were going into those patients who were critically ill. I mean, normal antibiotics which are available are not working, failed, and the patient is dying and he is coming up with a last situation. And we started giving our drug under compassionate use in India. And yesterday we completed 38 patients, all survived. All were clinically and microbiologically cured. You will find all that data, 5 of them case reports published in top-notch journal. Just Google. I mean, 5222 compassionate use, you Google, you will get 5 papers. And all the 5 papers, according to me, are each is a chapter of a medical textbook. Each is a chapter in the medical textbook. If a medical doctor has to be taught how to manage critically ill patients, this is a chapter of its own. So those have done, and now we are getting repeated requests from US and Europe for the compassionate use. We did one successful in US just last month. We got 2 in Paris, patients are currently being treated, and 2 are undergoing in US again. So I'll just take you to another point. Remember, just 15 years back, every discovery used to happen in West, and we were waiting for these new antibiotics. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, kab aayega, used to happen. Because nobody was interested to bring in India. Price points come hai, nobody is there to do. It is now reverse. Now they are waiting for 5222 to be in US and Europe. And we are putting it in India first. Because DCGI has told us that once you have this compassionate use and a small trial, we will allow you an expedited approval in India itself, because India needs it much more than the world, and we are so happy to do that. So this time, this drug would be available in India much before, at least according to me, 12 to 13 months before the West in the US and Europe. So on one hand, it makes very happy that antibiotic discovery is happening, but what it really gives you a satisfying moment is the lives are being saved. So why we were able to sustain is that, the last lesson for you and most important, every area of your work when you go in the future, whatever you do, I mean technology, I mean deep science, artificial intelligence, I mean mechanics, whatever, if you can associate with a larger purpose in life, you will have a long-lasting association with the program and the project and the problem-solving ability. So it should be larger purpose in life. Routine things will keep on happening in your lives. I mean, you will earn money. You will, do all the kind of things that you are required to do. But if you can just think that my work will lead to certain fundamental change, and that opportunity is there in all areas, not just in the area of innovation or discovery. It is available everywhere. You have to only reorient your mind. I want to do something which is of a higher purpose. When that higher purpose take the center stage of your thinking, many different cluttering effects of life like career, increments, promotion, money, everything becomes diluted and it fades away. It fades away. Not that they are not problems. Not that you don't need to handle them. But they don't become the prime active thinking in your mind all the time. You look at it, we keep on cluttering our mind with those. So that fading happens and you are again aligned to the main work. So you need to have to see that how we can put a very larger purpose of life into our central theme, and then only our country and what we are doing now can continue to progress. Otherwise, those kind of people are not left now, who will be looking at a particular question or a problem for a long number of years and do. It is, very nicely Dr. Bhatt said that instant gratification. We are the biggest casualty of that. Our research is the biggest casualty to find out a youngster who is not expecting something next month is so difficult. Now we don't get it. So we have to orient them. You don't expect everything which will happen. So, that is the way this drug is now being developed. So it will redefine the way treatment happens. And there is no other drug in the pipeline which can do this. We have done 100 publications on it. All have shown that this drug has a tremendous potential. In fact, US FDA has fast-tracked the development of this drug themselves, thinking that India is going to do. So they have now taken up a competition in terms of favoring us in terms of development. So that also will happen. So, these are some of the areas. So main highlights about our career and what we have been able to do is that resources are not limited. You have to cultivate resources. Not every time you will get the resources as you want. Second is that there has to be a sharp focus and a sustained focus and a perseverance and a passion. They are not hollow words. They have to be there whenever you do anything. Even if you are making a single program in the night, it has to be with passionate approach it should be done. And finally, what is very important is that you have to think that there has to be something more to what you do. There is something more to what you do, and then that will allow you to, all of us to become a much more better than what we are. So these are all, my life lessons, which I thought I will share with you today, to see that, some of them, all of you will reflect, and not now, but sometimes it will strike you that these are the areas where, some discussion happened. So to give you a little bit of an update of the future, last 30 seconds is that we continue to do this antibiotic discovery, for foreseeable future. We have wonderful molecules in the pipeline, which we have not disclosed to anybody, but they are there. We continue with our team, and we are going to become a very important players. One of the most important player, I would say. Already we are there, but in the moving forward, we will do. And one thing that is very likely to happen if everything goes well and by God's grace, this molecule will be identified by India. This is going to happen. This was our dream. 25 years back, if you ask me what was the dream was that something we do at a global level. So it looks like that this molecule, this drug, India will be identified with this drug. And already it has started happening. So we will, you keep finger crossed, and of course, stay tuned in the sense about these molecules. All, announcements will happen in due course of time. So with that, thank you very much for your kind listening today, and it has been a pleasure that the invitation that I received. It is a very opportune and a very momentous occasion for me also, and having seen this campus where I could relate lots of things which we have done in our lives earlier. So from that perspective, thank you very much for hosting me here today. Thanks.
Thank you so much, sir. So you have a remarkable research journey. You touched upon challenges faced in India and research, and a turnaround later. With 295 granted patents, with 6 novel antibiotics from India in the pipeline, phase 3, with zero ego team, compassion use of 5222, okay, journey of WOCAD in contributing towards development of antibiotic over the past 25 years has been truly incredible. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable insights and motivational address to our graduated students and the faculty alike. A big round of applause for our chief guest and the contribution putting India on the global map for research. Thank you.
I now request Dr. Preeti Sangvi, Master of Ceremony, with me to give vote of thanks.
Today, as we conclude the Convocation 2024 at Mukesh Patel Technology Park, SVKM'S NMIMS Shirpur, I, Dr. Preeti Sangvi, on behalf of the organizing committee, would like to express our heartfelt thanks to all those who made this momentous event possible and memorable. First and foremost, we sincerely thank Dr. Sachin Bhagwat, Chief Guest of the ceremony, Chief Scientific Officer at Drug Discovery Research Center, WOCAD, for taking time out of his busy schedule and sharing his valuable life lessons with us. Your words have not only motivated all of us, but also provided students with a roadmap for the future as they embark on their journeys. We are truly honored to have you with us today. A heartfelt thank you to the visionary leadership of our Honorable Chancellor, Shri Amrish Bhai Patel, who has been a pillar of strength and guidance for all of us. Your leadership has shaped this institution into a beacon of excellence. I extend my gratitude to our respected Shri Rajgopal Bhandari ji, nominee of Honorable Chancellor. Gratitude also to Shri Bhupesh Bhai Patel, Joint President SVKM, for being source of inspiration. Today, NMIMS is acknowledged as a premier institution that has rigor, relevance, and quality education embedded through its various programs and activities. We are privileged to have Dr. Ramesh Bhatt sir, who leads us as Honorable Vice Chancellor of this university. We are also truly grateful to Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Mr. Sharad Mehskar, Dr. Meena Chantarmaneni. Thank you, sir and ma'am, for your encouragement, unwavering leadership in steering our university towards excellence in education and research. Thank you, Shri Ashish Apte sir, nominee of Registrar and Controller of Examinations, SVKM NMIMS, deemed to be university. We thank our dedicated trustees and members of Managing Committee for being instrumental in our growth and success. Special thanks to Mrs. Rita Patel ma'am, campus in charge, for her guidance. Our heartfelt gratitude towards respected Dr. R.S. Gaud sir, advisor to Chancellor, who has been source of constant guidance and motivation to all of us. At MPTP Shirpur campus, we are blessed to have a dynamic leader, Dr. Sunita Patil ma'am, as our campus director. Your leadership is instrumental in overall development of MPTP campus. Anything first is always special. In our leadership, we at MPTP are hosting our first convocation ceremony starting from this year. A big round of applause for ma'am and the team. Our sincere thanks to Dr. Jagannath Sahu sir, Dean SPTM Mumbai, for the motivation and constant support. Our sincere thanks to Dr. Suchilendra Desai sir, Dean SAST, for the motivation and guidance in organizing this event. We are also pleased to have Dr. Koteshwar Rao, Dean MPSTME Mumbai, amongst us. We are grateful to Dr. Shyam Sundar Pancholi sir, Associate Dean SPTM, for the guidance on organizing this event successfully. Thank you, Dr. Venkatadri sir, Associate Dean MPSTME, Dr. Indra Raj Singh, Associate Dean SAST, Dr. Vijay Shivankar, In charge Associate Dean CTF, to all invited guests, senior dignitaries from different SVKMs and other institutions for taking time out to grace the occasion. Special thanks also goes to Mr. Rahul Dande sir, Chief Accountant and Administrative Officer, MPTP Campus. We thank Mr. Bhupesh Zavre sir, Deputy Registrar, MPTP Campus. Campus IT team, we thank you so much for the logistic support offered. We extend our appreciation to MPTP administrative staff and support staff from SPTM and SAST, who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to put up this ceremony in front of you. A big round of applause for the team behind this particular event. To our esteemed faculty members, thank you for unwavering support, guidance, encouragement throughout the academic journey of the students. Your commitment and dedication to education has molded the students into thorough professionals. We extend our heartfelt thanks to all the student volunteers, appreciation to your hard work for ensuring smooth conduct of this event. Last but not the least, to all the parents and families who have gathered here, we express our heartfelt gratitude for their trust in the institution and the support rendered to us. Finally, to all the graduating students, a hearty congratulations. Today marks a culmination of years of hard work, determination, and perseverance. As you move forward into new endeavor of your lives, carry the values, friendships, and the memories that you have made here. Together, you have all reached this milestone, and together you will continue to achieve a great success. We wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
I, Dr. Payal Dande, Master of Ceremony from School of Pharmacy and Technology Management, I request everyone to be standing, and I request nominee of the Registrar Shri Ashish Apte sir to take up the proceedings.
Thank you. So I request Shri Rajgopalji Bhandari, nominee of our Honorable Chancellor, to declare Convocation 2024 of our Shirpur campus closed.
I declare the Convocation 2024 closed.
I request everyone to kindly stand for the national anthem and remain standing till the academic procession recedes.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे
request everyone to keep standing till the academic procession proceeds.
Just
send it with-
Yes, yes, I'll- Yes. We have the students and parents are requested to kindly be seated for a while. Please be seated for a while. There are few important information and instructions that we will be giving. So we are going to have a group photo session for the graduating batches. As I told earlier, we'll be starting first with School of Pharmacy and Technology Management. All the students have to quickly go to the reception, and then the SAST students should wait over there in the reception. The SPTM students should get aligned as per the discipline committee members. The arrangement for individual photographs for the student is also made at student lounge. You can go and have a photo click over there. An important announcement related to distribution of degree once again. The students for SPTM school are requested to collect their documents from LR23 from the D wing, whereas the students from SAST has to collect their degrees and documents from LR24 D wing, same area. All the students, parents and guests are requested to join the lunch. The lunch for the students and parents will be served at dining area in the boys hostel mess. Lunch for faculty and staff will be served in the staff dining area boys hostel mess. NMIMS Shirpur campus wishes all the graduating students best of luck for their professional journey ahead. Thank you.
Time 2 p.m.
Yeah. The time to collect the documents and the degrees would be 2 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Thank you so much. You can now leave. Thank you. Volunteers.
First.